Pinky Ghelani, and you are watching Pinky TV. Right now, you are catching up with What Women Want. And if you are joining us on Facebook, make sure you drop a comment to let us know where you are watching from. If you are on YouTube, make sure you subscribe to the channel to be first to catch more conversations like this. Also, do not forget to drop a comment as well, and like and share as well. On this show, we have conversations with people about hope, resilience, and excellence. We aim to inspire you to find out who you are by internalizing the discussion we have here today and discover yourself. How? Well, watch to find out. These conversations are brought to you by SBM Bank, and don't forget to watch all the way through to the end for your chance to win a brand new phone with Safaricom. If you are afraid of technology and unaware of what the impact of being online can do to you, then this episode may just open your eyes. Dr. Bright Gameli Maudor is the head of managed cybersecurity services at Dimension Data East Africa and founder of the cybersecurity collective Africa Hackon, the first ever live demonstration cybersecurity conference in East Africa and Central Africa. He acquired a Ph.D. in IT Convergence and Application Engineering with a concentration in information security from South Korea. He's had over 10 years of professional experience in the cybersecurity industry with strong expertise in cybersecurity strategic building, as well as resilience and system penetration testing. Bright has also presented at over 100 cybersecurity conferences, lectured at various universities, and contributed to cybersecurity publications. He was also top 40 under 40 in 2016, and of the young entrepreneurs in Kenya, has worked with world-class organizations such as Cellulant and Ushahidi. Dr. Maudor has performed various evaluations and selections of cybersecurity tools and successfully implemented IT security systems to protect confidentiality, availability, and integrity of critical business environments to curb and mitigate risks. Wow, Bright, that's a mouthful. Sorry, Daktari.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. I'm like trying to read. You've achieved so much. Yeah. And a lot of people are like, oh, but you're so young. And, you know, we call you doctor as well.
Which is so weird for me sometimes, though.
I hope I got your name right.
Yes, you did.
Maudor.
Yes, Maudor.
You know, you're one of the first gentlemen to be on What Women Want.
I'm honored. Like, yeah. It doesn't happen every day.
We've called you just to answer one question.
Yes.
What do women want?
Women want trust. Women want confidence in them. Women want you to just make them happy.
I think women just want pockets in their dresses.
Not really.
So from bartending to frog racing to cybersecurity.
Yeah.
Wow, that's quite a journey.
You had to survive, you know. Things have to be done.
So when you were growing up,
yes,
who made the most impact on you as a young man?
I will say it's my dad. Because he was quite tough on me when I was growing up, and also he was a bit flexible with me, trying to allow me to do certain things that I wouldn't do. But I also see my mother. I think just the two of them, where there was a balance between, you know, it's like a sweet and sour kind of relationship where they keep on switching. So those two were they had quite an impact on me in making decisions.
What is a fun memory that you have of your childhood, and maybe just walk us through it?
Good or bad?
I'd say fun. Fun could be good or bad, whatever.
Well, there were two significant moments. There was one time that I was basically, we went farming. We had this quite a number of farms that we were trying to work on, and it was a moment between me and a snake. Wow. So you had to learn how to either run or stop. You know, if you run, you can outrun the snake. So that was one of the most scariest moments I've ever had.
So what did you do?
I had to stand still and watch it move around for about 15 minutes.
Where did you learn that?
I just had to, it's instincts.
Okay.
Because I know I can't outrun the snake.
Yeah.
So I had to wait. Then another one was when I went to my first computer school. I was told it was supposed to be an 8 weeks course, 8 to 10 weeks, depending on how flexible you are. I finished the entire course in about 6 hours.
No
It was
way.
done.
Well,
Because the first 4 hours, I was like, I'm really bored. Like, is this the topics you want to teach me? These are the things we're going to learn in a few weeks. Where's the exam? Can I try the exam? And they gave me the exam. I finished in 2 hours, and that was it. Got my certificate, and I was quite young. I think I was 7 at the time, or 8.
well, they don't call you bright for nothing, right? I was going to ask you, actually, that's my next question. When in your childhood did you come across technology and know that this was, the wave of the future, something you wanted to do?
So it started in a very weird way. My dad came back from the UK where he was schooling, and he had a briefcase computer. Back then, it was just a very huge. And when we're moving houses, I happened to be the one to carry that briefcase. So I was like, this is too heavy. What is this? He said, it's a computer, and it does ABCD. And there was a book called MS-DOS. So MS-DOS, for in simple terms, is, for people who don't know, is the whole black screen you see when you put a computer on. I read the entire book. I think that was the first book I've ever read, book cover to cover. Knew everything that was there, every single command, everything that I was able to do, and I was practicing all of those. And I'm like, this is really cool. It's not that hard. It's easy. Yeah. So I kept on using a lot more of computers at that time, and that made me to. I figured this would be my lifestyle because I thought I was going to get into the arts of things because I learned how to play the local Ghanaian drums. I used to play at church, at school, and like I learned every single Ghanaian drum you can think about. And I still play until date. So I thought I was going to get in the art of things, but technology on the other hand just took over, and I created my first computer virus when I was 6, just to turn it to 7. My teacher pissed me off. Pinky, it was a very bad thing to do, but I had to. Oh my God. Because every student was submitting the assignments at a particular time, but she wanted us to submit earlier than normal. And I said, this can't be happening. So I gave a floppy disk back then. Yeah. And the floppy disk had a virus.
Google it.
Which you only put in that floppy disk, it actually formatted the entire computer and started spinning the hard drive quite too fast that it actually started burning a little bit. So that would take quite some time to get to start everything again. Take about 3-4 days before they get back to back to working, and I've saved the class. So it's not a bad thing, right?
Wow, I mean, at 6 years old, that's a lot of power to have.
Well, I was learning.
You were learning, and enjoying yourself.
I was enjoying that. I really enjoyed it.
Goodness, I was going to talk about the fact that when you were talking about you drum.
Yes.
I understand there are videos of you jamming with people on the streets in
South
Korea.
I did, which it was fun because I genuinely love music. Yeah. I'm not the best. So naturally when I hear music, even any beat from any music, after 30 seconds of listening, I can start making the beat with my mouth. Anyway, so I could do that. But I love the whole fact that when I see local African drums, that was the easy. So when I saw people playing in South Korea when I was studying, I joined them on the streets. They are playing for money and everything. I just play to have fun. Yeah. And it's quite a thing I like doing.
So at 6-year-old, you create a virus.
Yes.
And you knew what you were doing?
Yes, I knew what I was doing.
Wow, wow, okay. I'm gonna now, let's fast forward to current times.
Yes.
Where, being online, digital, anywhere you walk into, everything is about, being computerized.
Yes.
All our data is online. You could walk into a room and get a password just like this, right? For anything, anywhere.
Even way more than that.
Really?
The internet, or rather the internet at the time when I was 6 and everybody was young, was built to function. It was just built for it to be able for anybody to use, to do things faster, better, to have flexibility. No one ever thought security would become a thing on top of it. It's an afterthought. Yeah. So banking systems, the mobile phones we have, all of those were what? Just to make you work. You can dial somebody and everything. Yeah. But now it's become the evil side of everything because everything is online. Everything you have to do literally has to be, is online. Your entire life is online. I can sit down here right now. If I had a laptop, I can search to see how many cameras are publicly available in Karen or Runda. I've seen people have dinner online.
So you could see what I'm doing.
Yep.
If I have cameras in my home.
Which is not secure.
Which are not secure.
That's where the whole security comes in.
Yeah.
You see cameras in hotels. You see cameras in bars. I see people's backyards. And I see them having parties. And I don't have to move from my room. It's as easy as that. And guess what? We're using publicly available resources that anyone can get access to. So even baby monitors. Now, that's the scary part. If you can see somebody's baby's room and you can see the kid, and that's where a whole lot of other crime comes in.
Yeah.
Because that information can be used against you by somebody publishing information like that on the internet, So there's a good and bad aspect of the internet. It was good for the nice new things we're doing,
yeah.
faster working.
Yeah.
But again, there's an evil side of it where you are too exposed. And now, what is even the limitation as to what we can really post online? Mm-hmm. That is scary to me. Mm-hmm. Some of the things that I see online, I don't think is supposed to be online.
I'm going to ask you about that because I think that's very important for those of us. I mean, my work is based online.
Yes.
And there's a lot of things that a lot of people are doing without knowing.
Yes,
that,
true.
You don't have to be a public person for people to stalk you, to watch you, to know what they want from you.
Exactly.
There is a Netflix documentary.
Yes.
That is, it's
Social Dilemma.
Social Dilemma, right?
Yeah.
And there's a quote in there that goes as follows: if technology creates mass chaos, loneliness, more polarization, more election hacking, more inability to focus on real issues, we are toast. What do you have to say about that?
When I was watching that show, the scariest part was I was watching and I still couldn't get off my phone.
Yeah.
I was still touching my phone. And I'm so sure everybody who's watching right now, you are watching that and still touching your phone because of the addiction. And what is even scary is what we call the design hacking, where people have used colors, specific colors and designs to make you keep on coming back. That is why you spend so much time on a particular page of a social media platform without leaving. It's the design, it's the colors that are being used that is making it attractive. It's a whole science that people have perfected. We are so interconnected right now that almost everything is either believable or not. The whole election hacking is possible. It has happened. There's a movie, I can't remember the title of the whole series.
I know which one you're talking about. Yeah.
Where this person showed how easy it was to hack into elections.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, data is the new oil. And that person, even now, I saw methodologies of how hackers get to break into systems so easily. If I have a physical access to a Windows machine, Windows 7 or Windows 10 or whatever it is, it will take approximately maybe 5 minutes for me to break in. Most Macintosh laptops usually come unencrypted. It takes 6 seconds to break in. The insecurities of all of these systems that we have are always there. There will always be vulnerabilities. There will be always ways to exploit them. There will always be people who are learning and finding ways to actually get into them. You can find cars online these days. Yeah, there's some cars you can actually see how they're functioning online. You can see people's home, heaters.
Yeah.
There are garages that are online. You open with an RF,
homes are turning into smart homes.
Smart homes. You can see all of this online because people buy them just to use. It's fun.
It's harmless.
It's harmless, but sometimes, here's the case, there are ways to be able to see that online, and it doesn't take too much effort. It doesn't take a lot of work.
Wow. That's,
Yeah. But I'm not saying people should get off it.
Yes,
Yeah.
This is, I also want to delve into that a bit. How should we behave online? We've already sort of seen that there could be a very dark side.
Yeah.
And, you use the word addicted. We're always sort of online. Like I said, for me, it's work, it's likes, it's double taps. We're allowing this to validate us. How would you advise us to behave online?
There is no one type of solution, but let me just tell everybody who's watching right now, the internet does not forgive, it does not forget. Let's keep that in mind. The moment you post a picture on Instagram or Facebook or your website, for example, there is some bot out there which is fetching this information automatically. It's automatic. Everything is automated. So no, it's not going to forget. You even have to go through so much to get your details off the internet, and it's a very long process, which is not guaranteed.
Yeah.
So you have to be very careful. Exactly, what do I post online? What do I want people to know? What do I think that if I post online is harmless? Nobody's really going to have to use that against me, that it will be deemed harmful. Here's a case we are seeing people post details about. For example, just earlier on we were discussing about mental health.
Yeah.
Kids are going through so much right now. And it breaks my heart that it has come to this, that these kids are posting that they're going through a mental health issue. They are going through so much in life, and they post that on social media. And their colleagues in school create a whole page for them and posting, "We hope you die.
Yes,
we hope you catch
it." You showed
yeah,
me
I showed you some of those messages.
Yeah.
It's disturbing. So does that mean the kids should never go online and post? I mean, so there's to regulate that, we need to actually have a conversation with ourselves and see, what do I post online that is not going to really compromise my personal lifestyle? I, for example, in my past relationships and the likes, I used to put everything online. Everything. I'm telling you what I'm eating, where I am, where I'm driving to, where I've reached that place, when I've left the house, who I am with, what I'm drinking, what I'm eating. Every single activity was on social media. And when the relationship didn't go as good, people came to me and said, "We know what happened. So or if I don't post my girlfriend at the time, and they're like, "Oh, we know you two are fighting because you haven't posted each other for 2 days."
Or you deleted
the pictures or whatever it is. So you give it an audience to people, and then you're getting them involved. So the moment you start getting them involved, they have the right, quote in quotes, to start questioning you. I've gone to places where I'm in a club and somebody's like, "Oh, so who cheated?" And I'm like, "Who are you even? At least introduce yourself. We don't need to know me. I have the right to know what happened. We believe it was you who cheated." And I'm like, who even said anyone cheated? Two people are not together anymore. So, excuse me. So, moment you start posting things online, know that's going to use against you. Be ready for it. Be prepared to answer questions. Be prepared for people to use that against you. We've seen that happening on a few bloggers' pages or social media influencers to say, who are using such information to say, "We know this person was with this person." So for us to post online, be ready to face the consequences.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought. Okay, so I have always spoken about the same thing, especially when it comes to younger people who are looking for brand development, right? What you're posting online, whether it's that bikini shot or you're building your brand, and people in the future, bosses, etc., they will go to your social media and this is how they'll do due diligence. So they will check on you. But you know, when we're talking about our children, when we're talking about the mental health aspect, we think we live in Kenya, nobody's gonna watch us, and tell us about that angle when it comes to children and parents posting, them. It's a great thing. We're sharing our children's achievements. We're saying, "Hey guys, they've got #1 in sports day, or they, did so well at their concert." Yeah. Is this a wise thing to do?
I don't want to be the determinant of some of those, but I'll pick it up from two sides. Some kids are born and they don't even know that their life is online, or we didn't get their consent.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, you're posting them every day. Sometimes it works for the fact that you can get them into being sponsored and everything. And so I know some people say, "Oh, that's the school fees being paid for," and you're getting money on their behalf and everything. But when they grow up, remember that information is not going to get deleted. Same as people who are trying to post the whole bikini selves. I see some people who I think we tend to judge automatically because we can see them shaking their bodies are all over the place in a way that is not deemed to be I said, I can't work with that person anymore.
Yeah.
I can't.
That person can't endorse my brand.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or I said, oh, this person looks so nice normally, and then all of a sudden in Mombasa, they're shaking all their everything all over the place. Now, no, that's going to have consequences because it's only a single search for you to be able to see what you look like or what you have posted online. There are even tools these days that human resource department, if you are looking for a job or whatever it is, that can actually search for keywords and key details online and bring all of that information to them. It takes a few hours just to get that done. So you can be profiled easily. So that, again, posting your kids online is fun, it's cool. It's the new normal, as we call it. But again, you need to know that you should get the consent, I think, of the kids at a certain age where you can post them. If you think that is going to have a bad consequences on them later, then don't post them. However, if you're doing it for a reason, say you want endorsements from brands to actually use it for adverts and the likes, maybe well and good. If not, and you just want to have fun, well and good, but just know the limitations. But know that, like I said, if you post anything online, know the consequences that are going to arise from those posts online. And the internet does not forget.
I mean,
it doesn't forgive either.
It doesn't forget, it doesn't forgive. I remember in the 90s, there was a phase, especially in the first world, where you could disown or divorce your parents. I don't know what the word is.
Okay.
But you, as a child who became an adult, you could leave your parents. You could say, I don't want them anymore as my parents. So now in this digital era, you know, as our children are growing up, they may hit 18 and they may sue us and say, you never took my permission for
That's
posting
true, though.
my pictures.
I know some people have a whole page for their kids online. Some make money out of it, some don't, and some later. I know a few people who have actually regret. They have a whole lot of regrets posting their kids online because of the consequences that is coming to them later. Or a scandal shows up, scandal quote unquote, and somebody's like, but we have all the pictures of that person and they start using it against you. So again, understand the consequences.
Because it's a public space.
It's a public space.
Yes.
You know, even if you make it private, trust me, there are ways to get into it.
Public.
There's always a way to get all of this detail.
Online, it's public,
online.
It's public. So going back to the mental health,
yes.
You know, the messages you showed me, cyberbullying is rampant. It's a big deal in this country. How do we protect, if we can, the younger generation? How do we make them more aware? Because they will inevitably end up online.
That's true. So there's one thing which I love about a few friends who I know are parents of kids who they can communicate with. I'm a young parent, but I don't talk to my kid. I talk to my kid, but she can't talk back to me that much. Yet. Is one thing I tell them is be involved in their lives. I know a lot of parents get so busy that they don't get involved in their kids' lives, so they don't even know what they're posting. They don't know what they're discussing with other people. Sometimes they even get added to groups. Do you know that there's a WhatsApp group that was created with 230 young kids? I'm talking about teenagers between 10 and 15, and they're discussing an orgy.
What?
Right here in Kenya. Right here in Kenya. And they're being managed by 18, 19, 20-year-olds. They're already sending them links, pornography links. Want to see that, they can't stop. One of them, because of the relationship with the father, said, Dad, I've been added to this WhatsApp group, but these are things they are posting and you told me they are not good. Look at that. It's when we took it up, I went and reported it, and we got the administrators arrested. And this was happening in Kenya. So if you don't educate them and also get involved in their lives, for example, there's some kids who are all on TikTok and everything. Yes. TikTok is a new way of communication right now. Apart from the videos, you can chat with someone, which most people don't know. Oh. You can chat, you can message people on TikTok. And it's a feature that most people don't see, yet your videos are publicly available. However, I know a friend of mine who actually does a TikTok with a daughter. so that when she's posting, she knows, like, he knows exactly what she's posting. When people are trying to send her messages and that are not, that are deemed not cool, she can't be like, I don't think this is right. I don't think I'm supposed to be seeing this. What is this person? Block. You know, so you have to get involved in your kids' life. Otherwise, they'll be pushed into things that they don't sure about. And especially these kids that are getting bullied by their own colleagues, they will not voice out until it gets to a stage where you can barely ever solve that, you know. And it's happening right here in Kenya. It's happening.
That is scary.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, we are human beings, but now we're being seen as products because, of course, again, you know, we know that all our data is being extracted and therefore whatever we are seeing online is being specifically pushed out to us. And there are good things by being online.
Yes.
There are, right?
A lot. There's a lot.
There's a lot of benefit by being cleverly online.
Yes.
It's been, am I right in saying it's about a decade since Facebook?
Yes, Facebook is about a decade now.
It's about a decade.
Yeah.
Do you see a future where the next generation will be judged on how many followers they have and how many likes they have?
It is already happening. A lot of followers, a lot of kids right now are seeing themselves as popular and only by the number of followers they have. You know, recently, something like Instagram actually took off the views on certain things for you to not feel like, this is the number of views that I have, so I have to, you know, to take off that whole pressure. And it's affecting people mentally. And it's going to be a thing for the next generation that we're having right now, that they feel they are only popular. I see kids who say, please follow me. I just want you to follow me. And if you follow me, all my friends will think I'm cool. I'm like, really? That's what it has come to right now? And it's about the kind of followers you have, how many views you have, how many likes you have on a particular picture that you've posted, which is going to determine exactly how you even go to school that day, if you go to school that day. And that's why I said, like, parents need to get involved a little bit. And there are various tools that can be used to not control, but monitor. There's one thing that I have, which is called Google Family Link. It's a tool on Google for most people who are on Android. You can see the kind of links your kids go to and everything. And the danger of also getting those verifications and likes is that they might click on the wrong things. It's so most of the hacking that is going on again into people's computers and lives and accounts is sending them an email saying, we want to get you to be verified. You know, getting a blue badge is a big deal to a lot of people. Or getting to say, if you do this, you're gonna get a lot of followers, and they put hashtag follow for follow, like for likes, you know, then they click and they submit all their passwords and then they get controlled. Worst thing is they can actually get it into your computer with that, because you've clicked on a link, you've downloaded a malware to your computer, your camera has been activated silently, not even the light will come on.
So they're watching your children
silently. And it's happening. It's not a fiction. I know how it's done. I've tried it before. As an experiment though. So it's happening. And those are ways, so be the controller of the email, use certain things like Google Family Link, install some anti-malware solutions that has parental control. Something like ESET antivirus has those features. They can see the kind of applications that they use. So make sure that you get involved also in their lives and see what exactly they're posting, what are they talking about, what are they trying to get themselves engaged to. They're going to use that for schoolwork and the like, so you're not going to be there 24/7 monitoring every single thing to do. But you need to also build that trust in them, saying, I trust you, you can work on yourself, you're independent. You know, kids these days, they're very smart. Trust me, they know the computers. They know technology more than we do.
They know it more.
So you have to be very involved and build that trust between you and them to be able to make sure that there's a fluid way of being able to know what is happening and at the same time being able to advise the best way possible.
What is your take on artificial intelligence?
Artificial intelligence, sometimes I say So there's artificial intelligence and machine learning.
Ah,
They're slightly different.
Okay.
But usually I'll say machine learning is a subset of artificial intelligence. I was arguing with somebody saying, I don't think artificial intelligence is really in existence.
no?
So because it's like saying that you've built a car, the car should learn how to drive by itself, or you've made it to learn to drive, but
Yes.
it should recognize white and black and what is on the road and what is not on the road. Machine learning is to feed the data and say, hey,
Yeah.
if you see a tree on the road or see
Avoid
somebody
it.
cross it,
Yeah.
avoid, stop.
Yeah.
So I think there's a lot more machine learning
Than
than AI. But people say that is AI because machine learning is part of AI. It is going to a way that is going to get really crazy. We are going to get to a level where it will be shocking to us. Everything is being automated. Machines are going to learn by themselves because of the little data you've given them. They are going to take over a lot of work. So people need to start adapting in terms of the businesses, in terms of the kind of work that you do as well. You need to start thinking of where a lot of automation is going to go to. And if you are thinking of that, you need to adapt to it as well. Otherwise, they're going to take over your jobs, take over your work.
I mean, they're already in Rwanda in the airports taking your temperature.
Exactly.
Little robots.
There's a robot that actually reads the news, and nobody was able to tell the difference between a
Really?
real person and a robot. Yeah.
Wow.
Recently, last week, a robot actually wrote an article
I saw that
online.
about
Exactly, itself.
Yeah, I saw that.
And that is how, and it's because there's so much data that is out there, getting those data
they can
out,
just
extract them, and they are smart enough to be able to make sense of it. One of my mentees that I was working with came up with a program, and we just discussed this in a very unusual manner. He just came up with it. Quite a number of people, let's say you're selling, let's say you're selling fruits, but those fruits are gonna go bad in a few days if you don't sell them off.
Yeah.
But I asked him, how can the seller be able to tell when the fruit is going to, where to sell to?
Yeah.
You're selling to Westlands, you're selling to Kilimani, you're going to Thika, selling to Langata, Mombasa Road, you're doing deliveries. You have to factor in the cost of the time the person had to travel to pick the fruit, setting it there, it's fresh. You have to cut them on time. You need to make sure you don't buy that it gets spoiled. Now, with the machine learning algorithms and data he's collected, he was able to tell that most people only buy fruits from Westlands on Wednesdays.
Wow.
So your focus is, let me get more fruits by Tuesday, and I can supply more to Westlands, and I can make more money out there. So you see, machine learning is going to do a lot of things. It will make life easier. People can make sense of the data they have with a very nice integration of whatever they already have.
Yeah.
They have a lot of data, but they don't know what to do with it. And analysts that are out there, they're young kids who are learning how to do these things. I kid you not, some of the people I interact with, the young ones, the things they're doing is pretty amazing.
Yeah.
It's pretty amazing.
So jump on this bandwagon, the digital technology bandwagon.
Yeah.
It's the way to go.
Yes.
What can our audience learn from you about being in the business of what you do?
Yeah. I'm a cybersecurity engineer by profession, but I do a whole lot of other things on the side. So my 9 to 5 is helping organizations, building strategy, helping them to be secure. And I was a technical person, very technical. And my former boss used to tell me, you will not be a techie forever. So now I'm a lot in sales, I'm in strategy building, I'm in business, which I've learned so much. So people need to learn, they're going to evolve in the kind of work they do. However, I try to also do what we call product design. So before you build a product, I'll tell you what is going to go wrong and who to talk to, what not to involve, what to expect before you even go to launch that product.
Yeah.
So you don't start and then halfway you stop, you get disappointed, then you say, oh, guys are bad, and then you let it go. So I do a lot of product design, a lot of speaking events as well on cybersecurity awareness, talking. So again, that is completely off my normal 9 to 5, but speaking about that is also another way of doing things. So you can take your own space of what you do and just maneuver around it to develop other things on the side. And consultancy, because it's another big thing. I'm not an entrepreneur. It's quite difficult. It's not for everybody. Let's get facts straight. So taking that entrepreneurship, taking that whole 9 to 5, being an employee, I've taken that to do those consultancy services where I make an extra cash out of it from the side. So I don't, people, we have tons and tons of resources around. People need to just take those resources, learn them, spend some time, plan yourself properly, and be able to expand your horizon of thoughts.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you said you have a daughter, right?
Yes, I do.
What's her name?
Kekeli.
Kekeli, that's so beautiful.
Kekeli actually means bright.
No.
in my local language.
After you.
Kekeli means bright, sunshine, somebody who brings happiness to you. And trust me, she brings so much happiness. When you see her smile, she's just adorable. Yeah.
What sort of a dad are you?
In what sense?
Like, are you easy? Are you protective? Do you see yourself like really being rigid, or do you think you're a fun dad?
I think I'm a fun dad, but again, I'm a protective dad as well. This is my daughter. Like, I will risk everything for her. So I would do anything to make sure she has the best of everything. So already, she's only 7 months old. But trust me, the amount of investments that I've put already, the plans that I have for her are already laid down.
Wow.
And what I'm investing in her as well. Even things that I know she will not need right now, I want to get it because I'm like, listen, if this will help you develop properly, do it. If you need, I mean, it's quite a need. When they say babies change you, I never thought it would be this much, but she has changed me and my wife significantly. Also, between the kind of relationship I have with my wife right now has changed because of our daughter.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So just staying on, the topic of your wife.
Yes.
And the fact that, it's so easy for you to just check on anyone and
everyone. I know.
Do you have to resist the urge to keep tabs on your wife, or sort of hack her Gmail or her WhatsApp? And
I feel the whole. I mean,
there is an element of trust.
There is an element of trust, and that is something we built from the word go.
Yes.
So my wife I have a password vault. Yeah. That password vault has 122 passwords of mine. My wife knows it. Okay. He knows the master password. Because I'm trying to build also a security kind of thing in our house where she knows everything. But we know that trust of she will not go snoop on me. I will snoop on her. She has a fingerprint on my phone. I have a fingerprint on her phone. We have facial recognition on both phones because there's days I'm like, can you just get that done for me? Who's calling? Can you do that for me? And she can just take my phone and do it. Also, in case of anything, we have softwares on both phones to know who was trying to steal my phone and the likes, so she will get an alert. The moment you try to, and also where am I and all of those kind of detail. Tracker 2 on our car, she can tell what speed I was driving at. Wow. Where I have been the whole day. So I don't have to keep on calling. Where are you? Are you coming? She's still there. He's still far away. It's easy. So, but people will think that is too much leverage. I know people will be like, you can give your wife all your details. I'm
Why
like,
not? What are you hiding?
What are you hiding? Yeah. If you are not doing anything wrong, you have nothing to hide.
Absolutely.
So I'm like, if you're going to flirt with someone, make sure that it's not a thing that's going to impact your relationship with your wife. Yeah. It's as simple as that. So it's an open house that we have for me. Yes. And that trust is something we've built. So I know she can go into my Instagram. There days we even joke about it. Like, so who are you talking to now? Can we see? Yeah. And I'm like, come see. It's just memes that I post and people are reacting to them. And I'm really open with her. Yeah. We're open with each other.
What is the most unusual request you've had when it comes to your job in regards to cybersecurity or hacking in, or is there anything that one thing that I'm sure you've had a lot of unusual things, but one thing that...
Pinky, every week, every single week, I get a request to break into somebody's, either spouse's life or anything.
Really?
Every week.
Oh, wow.
At least once or twice. My wife is cheating on me. My husband is cheating on me. Or I believe they're cheating on me. Can you find out for me? can you find out who they're talking to? And I'm like, guys, I don't do that.
It's not my job.
It's not my job. It's not my area. I don't get involved in people's lives. I don't. So I don't want to. You're not going to pay me for it. You can't pay me enough to even do that.
Yeah.
So I would rather not even get involved at all.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I would love to know the stuff you know, Brian. I'm sure you know a lot. Thank you so much for watching. These conversations are brought to you by SBM Bank. To better their retail customer, SBM Bank Kenya has centers of excellence that drive segment expertise such as women and youth, workplace banking, alternate channels, and the diaspora space. Thank you so much, Bright.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's been such an interesting conversation, such an eye-opener.
I'm glad that you have me here.
No, honestly, I'm, like the first guy in a long time to be on this What Women Want show. I'm so glad that you've shared so many insights.
It's a great honor.
Yeah, I'm sure you'll be getting a lot more calls.
It looks like it.
We have to apologize for the noise today. It's been quite noisy. I think the social house are doing some construction work.
Yeah.
So I'm really sorry about that.
It's okay.
We would love to hear from you and let us know if this conversation has made you think about how you will behave online. On this show, we have conversations that aim to inspire, and we hope that it causes you to take a deep dive within yourself to find out who you are. Real power is always internal. Real power is self-love. Real power is from your core, and real power comes from authenticity. There's nothing like showing up as your authentic self. Find that person and show up as that person every day. You will be grateful that you did. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media and stay up to date on what's happening on this content and more. Remember, you can win with Safaricom. All you have to do is subscribe to PostPay. My name is Pinky Ghelani, and I thank you for watching Pinky TV, and we'll see you again real soon.